Hey y'all, happy Tuesday. Hope everyone is having a great afternoon. Today's inspiration can be applied to anyone and honestly in multiple areas. However, I'm personally directing it to my sisters as well as any men who may have daughters. So today's booster is: a queen will only allow her crown to slip when her face is down to pray. And you'll hear me say that often, you'll read it often, simply because it's a reminder to myself as well as to other women the value that we hold when it comes to God. And if you want to learn more about the amazing qualities of a woman, you can always read Proverbs 31, and God gives an amazing breakdown of who we are in Him. And according to Him, a woman is more precious than rubies. And when I personally sit down and I think about the characteristics of a woman, I really see the face of Christ. We're compassionate, we're patient, we are forgiving, we're loving, we are gentle, but at the same time, we know how to be extremely strong, and the list goes on. But ironically, these are the same characteristics that cause a lot of women to fall into counterfeit relationships or counterfeit love. So in my humble opinion and my personal experience, a lot of times women tend to settle for men who are undeserving simply because they haven't identified who they are. And a lot of times we haven't identified who we are yet because we haven't spent time building a relationship in Christ, and we haven't spent time really getting to know who God is and who God says we are. So what happens is we begin to pour all of who we think we are into men who fit our mediocre list of acceptables, such as looks and finances, things as small as swag or he makes me laugh, versus having real non-negotiables. For example, does he love God? How does he view family? Does he even want a family? Does he even want to be in a committed relationship? Says his actions versus his words. What is his take on women? Does he respect women? There's so many non-negotiables, and of course it's up to you to decide what your non-negotiable is. But there's so many questions that you could be asking yourself before you really determine whether or not you want to pour into a man. So I say all of this basically just to say that when a man really wants to be with you, he's going to tighten up in areas that he needs to tighten up in. He's going to move in certain ways that he's never moved before, simply because he understands your value. Why does he understand your value? He understands your value because you understand your value. So if you are experiencing more pain, more hurt, infidelity, sadness, if you're experiencing more bad than you are experiencing good, then my first question I would propose to you is why? Why do you feel that he's more special than you are? Why are you pouring more into him than you are into yourself? And then I would say, a lot of times our reason is because we love them. But truth be told, you can love someone from a distance. So it's up to you to determine what you allow. And if you keep allowing your crown to slip for someone who doesn't value who you are, then that's not of God. So what I encourage you to do is just really reflect, really think about who you are. And if you don't know, it's okay. This is the opportunity for you to really indulge yourself into God so that he can pour into you and reveal to you who you are. And I promise you, the more you allow God to pour into you, your light will shine so brightly you won't have to settle. So I hope this encourages you to not allow your crown to slip. Continue to pour yourself into God, and he will definitely bring you who he has for you. Hope this blesses you, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.